going on, everyone? We have Sam and Jacob
Heck yeah.
back again, and today we're going to take you on our tour of our experience of the Southern Fried Gaming Expo 2018.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's get this show on the road.
So right now we're going to talk about the showroom first.
Right.
Which is it was pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. It was like a lot, all this stuff that's like non-gaming, I guess. Like there's card gaming, that was like all that other stuff as well.
Right. We got tabletop gaming, we have...
the tabletop gaming.
We've got some...
That comes later though. It's like...
Yeah.
And there's like a ton of well, my favorite part of it was actually the comics.
Oh yes,
which is
comics were there. We had some cocktail table arcade games. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Where the hardcore gamers
where people
tend to hang.
Well, because it's quiet.
Yeah, true that.
And you can sit down.
There's a ton of pops there too.
Lots of pops for Slam to purchase.
Yeah, a lot of comics for Slam to purchase.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're
gonna need a small load of $1 million
if I had more money, I would probably buy out the entire.
I'm sure you would.
entire.
There goes a shelf.
There.
Or a whole bookshelf case.
Yeah. So I guess before we go any further,
Yes.
Let's go with the history of the Southern Fried.
Sure thing.
Because since you've been at this more than I have, like just barely, like not like with pinball in general, but just like the SFGE, you've been with that a lot more.
Yes.
Yes, I have. I did say the initials correctly.
I was close to. Yeah, I was getting ready to tell him to say the initials right, because as you saw in our intro there, with my hard by nation, he said SFGH. What is it? The Southern Fried Gaming.
Speaking about Comic-Con, we just got messed up. But anyway,
the Southern Fried Gaming hotel hall, whatever. I don't know. It's an expo.
Whatever. Anyway.
Yes.
So let's talk about.
Let us discuss the history of the SFGE itself and its entirety.
Heck yeah.
So, SFGE started back in the day as the Atlanta Pin Swap.
Where you do underground swaps.
Underground business done above ground in a warehouse, not far. No, it was on the bright web, I guess. I don't even know if that's a term.
It's on the DL?
Not really. It was just something we all... No, I think it was advertised a little bit.
It wasn't on the DL.
It wasn't really like a thing for the public. I mean, public could go to it, but it was more for the collectors. So the community would get together once a year. So actually, it was twice a year at first. And then
twice a year.
Then it got where it was one fall. Then they stopped it. And we started the show. Now, the Pin Swap was a place where I bought my first game. Yes, my very first pinball machine was the Williams Flash. And let me tell you, it did not work one bit. Boy, did I have to learn quickly how to fix it.
Thus the pinball obsession was born.
It was. Oh, Deborah was not happy about that. Son, that's enough. Bought another. Son, you suck. And the rest was history. So, fast forward to 2014, we have the SFGE. First year, it was at the Marriott. I forget what the formal name of it is, but it's
Courtyard.
It's not a Courtyard. It's just a Marriott.
It's just a Marriott.
Yeah. It's a good hotel. It's easier for me to access personally, but
it's the hotel in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, well, they're both in Atlanta, but
yeah, it's in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's right off of the interstate, I-85, and it's pretty nice. But it got where it wasn't big enough for everything, so they switched it to this other place where they could pack more into a single room. And
Renaissance Waverly
the
Hotel.
Atlanta Marriott Renaissance Waverly at Cobb Galleria. Good old Cobb Galleria. Now, as I was saying, 2014 was the first year, and it was the Southern Fried Game Room Expo because it was really just about the arcade games and pinball machines, and that is where I bought my High Speed. What a great memory that was. That game apparently like started smoking when they plugged it in. It like caught on fire, I think, and I got it for like nothing, and I still have it to this day. All it needed was a new power cord that was wired up properly, that is, and it was good to go. And it still plays great to this day. I've taken it to the show twice now. And so fast forward to 2015.
Year two.
Year two. We
We
have
Slam coming in.
Slam joins the fun.
Slam joins the
Think-
fun. This is back when it was pretty much. There wasn't a whole lot.
I think Judge Jackson came with us as well, if I'm not mistaken.
There wasn't a whole lot. I remember.
It was nice.
There's just games.
It was still mostly about the arcade and pinball. They added console gaming in, and
Did they have comics in?
they didn't. I don't think so.
Yeah, I hate it.
It was pretty cool. I liked it nonetheless. I didn't buy anything, but I brought Pinbot that year, and people loved it.
Oh wait,
Now-
I don't think it actually went in that year. I don't think because I remember you had like.
Oh wait,
specific-
yeah, that's right. You came with me on Sunday.
I remember like.
Yeah, because I stayed at home. I just commuted from Atlanta every time. Got it.
There we
Okay.
go. So then.
Now, anyway, 2016 is the year that I missed it.
We didn't go.
We went, but I missed the day to move my stuff in because I just forgot. I thought it was the next weekend. And so, yeah, I was kind of pissed. But I still went and we still had fun.
I think that was the year I actually went. Was that
Yes,
the year
you
I
did
actually-
go.
Actually went through like all the games and all that. That was when they had comics and pops.
Right.
I
That
don't
was
remember.
the first year for having more than just arcade games and pinball and console gaming.
Because I
That's when they added tabletop gaming and
because I don't.
comics, pops, whatever. Comics and pops.
And toys and all that. 'Cause
Yup.
I don't remember it never having comics and pop.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't remember. I just
Right.
don't. I remember never having that. So
Fair enough.
I think I just helped like year two. I just helped you like move them in and move them out probably.
Or you just
But-
helped me move them out.
I just
That's
helped
what
you
it
move
was.
out,
We
but-
played some games. We played Terminator 2
I
before I
think.
had one.
I think. But anyway,
Yeah, so that was a fun one. I didn't buy anything, but
neither did I because
regardless, it was good.
Year 4
Year 4
Last
was
year.
2017. First year I brought 4 games and got all the passes, and that year they had an all access collector only party at midnight that you had to bring like 2 or 3 games or more to go to.
Yeah, I remember the
And-
party. The party was fun. I like
That was nice because we had the whole thing to ourselves, and
Yeah.
it was dark in there, and it was cool.
Didn't happen this year though. I was pretty mad.
Either it didn't happen or we missed it because we were exhausted from driving to Atlanta in 2 trips.
More on that later. Speaking
Yes.
of which, year
Uh,
5, the 5th
right.
anniversary.
So, concluding year 4, I was inspired to buy Terminator 2, and I didn't buy the one at the show, but I did buy one like 2 weeks later, and still got it. I love that game. I don't ever plan on selling it. It's awesome. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's fast and it's fun. I'll have a review on that on IEB coming up on a later date.
Hopefully, maybe we're not
So,
sure. But anyway.
Year number 5.
Year 5, the most exhausting year.
Oh God.
Oh my God, that was awful.
We're not gonna get into why.
Oh, let's get into why. Let's get
Nah.
into why.
I wanna.
2 trips.
I don't wanna point out names and all that crap. I don't want to
No,
get
we're
into that. I just
We
let's
won't
just
point out
we'll put
names.
it this way. We were supposed to have 2 trucks,
But we
and
didn't.
we only had mine,
We didn't. So we had
and
2
we were
trips.
trailerless, and we had to haul 4 games over the course of 2 trips to Atlanta and back. So that's
Plus you
4
forgot.
hours worth of driving on Friday and Sunday. Not to mention Thursday, we were
Yeah.
going to take 2, but that didn't happen because my hard by Nissan said no.
Broke down. I remember you.
I was so mad.
I
'Cause the dang battery cable on the battery of the Nissan just gave up, and I had to go get a new battery cable. And sure enough, I swapped out the battery cable, and it was back on the road or
Yeah.
on the trail.
so the whole setup is like you go set up your machines on Thursday, pretty much.
You bring them in Thursday, start setting up.
And then you-
Friday, you finish it up,
and then start
and
it
you
up.
start up the show.
And
Now-
Saturday you play, Sunday you play until 3, and then you pack everything up. Just haul ass out of there.
Oh, we hold ass.
But anyway,
So the show itself this time, by the way, 2014, they started calling it the Southern Fried Gaming Expo to account for the non-game room games, and that's all for that. 2018
this
was
year, the start of the
it was
Southern,
boneless.
this year was the Southern Fried Film Expo.
They
which-
had that. They may have had that at the last one. I didn't really pay attention.
I
'cause
was
didn't
excited.
care.
I was excited for it, but then I found out it was nothing that I couldn't watch at my house.
Yeah.
Because it was just like 8 a.m. was just like cartoons, and then you had like some other like gaming, quote unquote gaming movies. Like I guess there was like Doom, I think. It was like,
Yeah, got that and probably Super Mario Brothers, which was crap.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of like actual movies being played. It's just like
Right.
every 8 a.m. it's like Saturday morning cartoons.
So this time around, I didn't purchase anything. I did get inspired to buy something. I will get to that in a later date.
I bought
Now,
something.
Slam, why don't you tell everyone what you bought and what I wished I could have had?
If it wasn't for Deborah.
No, not even that.
I bought a Mortal Kombat, the
Yeah, he
original
did.
game.
I would love to have it.
There will be a review for that fairly soon. And
Yes.
that's enough for that. Just look out for that. But anyway,
Great game right there. Now,
as
that's
we-
all for the history.
That's all for
Let's
the
get
history.
on to the games.
Yeah, before we do that though,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
the game. As you probably saw, there was like the game room with all the games and pinball machines. And
Oh
arcade
yes,
games.
let's talk about the setup a little bit.
There was just like the tournament room where you
Tournament
just had, like,
room.
that
They
you
had-
probably already saw, but still.
They had the pinball tournament. That's the Papa's League, I think is what they call that. Something. One of the P's in Papa's is Pennsylvania. I don't remember the rest of the acronym. Then we got the main game room where most of the pinball machines were, along with some arcade games. And then we had the 80s room, which is where they had all the old school console gaming, plus
The video game consoles.
even though some of it was from the 90s, it was, you know what, let's refer to it as the retro room.
the retro room.
It had more of a focus on bringing back the retro vibe with the music and everything. Not as much. It was more, that room was dedicated to a certain kind of experience, I think, that people had in their childhood that the other room didn't really focus on.
Yeah, and then
That was more like the main convention kind of room, and this was more like a fun kind of area.
yeah, there's like extra like video arcade machines and not a lot of pinball. Like there was some pinball,
There
but
were
not a whole lot.
there were 2 pinball machines in there that I really liked, and one
Well,
I
we'll
really
see.
want to own, and
Yeah.
one I am going to make sure I own very soon because it was that good, and we did not get any footage of it because it was the last thing that I played, and man, do I regret that. It was a beautiful game.
It was heavenly.
It really was. Swords of Fury. Oh my god! Like it's got this awesome voice where he's like, "Lion Man, challenge me, Lion Man." It's funny.
Anyway, there's a lot of console gaming too, and all that.
Yes.
And then that was pretty much it. There's some cosplay, like someone dressed up like Pac-Man, someone dressed up like Deadpool.
Yes.
We showed the picture right there.
There was Deadpool with Steve Ritchie, who, oh my god, I had a fanboy moment there, didn't I? Steve Ritchie is the man who created some of my all-time favorites like Firepower, High Speed, The Getaway, Terminator 2, and many that I have not named. The list goes on. Fun fact, Steve Ritchie is the voice of Firepower.
Yeah, I remember when you
I was so excited about that, and he actually started doing the voice minus the effects, and it was like, oh my god, it is him.
I was getting a recording of him doing that, but we never saw him again.
Yeah, he was a busy man, and he's kind of deaf, or really deaf.
Yeah, he's got like 2 hearings, but anyway, it's kind of understandable, given that the business is
getting old, and he's got some kind of ear disease. I forget the name of it, but we love Steve.
Good job,
glad
Steve.
to meet him. Glad to have a picture with him. I will never forget that. I'd love to meet him again someday. Perhaps I'll go visit him in Chicago while he's at work.
Yeah, thank you, Steve, and all your miracles.
So that's it for.
And now for the reviews themselves.
Yes.
The car.
That's it for the tour.